1. Disaster draft. The NBA has a disaster draft rule to protect teams in extreme situations. If a franchise loses a significant number of players due to unforeseen disasters, like natural catastrophes or major accidents, they can temporarily draft players from other teams to fill rosters. This ensures competitive balance and prevents a team from being forced to forfeit games due to lack of players. The concept is rarely used, making it one of the most obscure NBA rules. Essentially, it's an emergency safety net, ensuring the league can continue uninterrupted, even in unlikely worst-case scenarios. The disaster draft is different from the standard NBA draft, which is based on picks and lottery, as it allows teams to immediately fill roster gaps temporarily. While it has never been widely invoked, its inclusion in NBA rulebooks reflects foresight and the league's commitment to maintaining fair play and the integrity of competitions under extreme circumstances. Second, sixth man. The sixth man rule refers to the strategic use of a player who is not in the starting five, but plays significant minutes. While not a rule in itself, the NBA formally recognizes a Sixth Man of the Year award for players who make huge impacts off the bench. These players are often versatile, scoring efficiently, defending multiple positions, and bringing energy to the team. Unlike starters, sixth men can change game dynamics without opponents expecting their full potential immediately. Historically, legends like Manu Ginobili, James Harden, and Lou Williams have excelled in this role, demonstrating the power of strategic rotation. NBA rules around substitutions govern how sixth men enter the game, ensuring fairness in timing and eligibility. While simple in concept, this rule highlights the importance of team depth, rotation management, and the tactical advantage of having an explosive player coming off the bench at the right moment. 3. Bouncy shoes. In the early days of the NBA, some players wore shoes with extra springy soles, giving them an unusual boost in jumping ability. To level the playing field, the league considered bouncy shoes in its regulations, ensuring equipment could not provide unfair advantages. Modern NBA shoes must meet standards for grip, cushioning, and structural integrity, but cannot have hidden mechanical devices or enhancements that improve performance beyond human ability. Players have always looked for ways to maximize height, speed, or jump, but the NBA enforces shoe inspections before games. This is part of the broader rule set regarding equipment, which also covers uniforms, protective gear, and accessories. While no current player uses bouncy shoes in the fantastical sense, historical discussions highlight the league's ongoing battle against equipment exploitation, maintaining fairness while allowing innovation in player safety and comfort. Fourth, zone defense. Zone defense, where players cover areas rather than individual opponents, was illegal in the NBA until the 2001 to 2002 season. Before this, defenses had to use man-to-man coverage, making the game faster and higher scoring. The rule change allowed teams to strategically guard space and react to passing lanes, introducing a tactical evolution in basketball. Even today, illegal defense violations are called when a player doesn't actively guard an opponent in man-to-man scenarios in specific situations. Zone defense affects rebounding, shot selection, and team strategy, requiring coordinated rotations and communication. The rule change also impacted player specialization, allowing taller but slower players to defend zones effectively. NBA coaches often mix man-to-man and zone schemes to confuse opponents, demonstrating how even small rule changes can drastically alter gameplay. Zone defense remains a vital part of strategy today, balancing offense and defense. 5. Bounce shot. The bounce shot, where a player deliberately bounces the ball off the floor toward the basket, is legal but uncommon. It's often used in trick shots or during casual play, but NBA referees monitor its use to ensure no rule violations occur, such as interfering with opponents or the rim. The bounce shot demonstrates creativity, timing, and precision, as the player must calculate angles perfectly for a successful basket. While rarely seen in professional games, it has appeared in promotional events and dunk contests, showcasing skill and flair. Historically, the NBA has experimented with various shot types, including jump shots, hook shots, and fadeaways, but the bounce shot remains a novelty. It's legal because the ball remains in play and follows standard dribbling and shooting rules. Players attempting it at high levels face risks due to precision requirements and defensive pressure. 6. Shattered backboard. Shattering a backboard is rare but memorable in NBA history. In the 1970s and 1980s, players like Daryl Dawkins famously shattered glass backboards with powerful dunks, causing game delays and chaos. Today, NBA backboards are reinforced with tempered glass and breakaway rims to prevent injuries and maintain gameplay. Shattering a backboard automatically stops the game, and referees follow strict protocols to replace it before resuming. Historically, shattering a backboard became iconic, symbolizing strength and athletic dominance. Yet it led the league to mandate safer equipment standards. While technically legal, it's a violation if done intentionally to harm or disrupt the game. The rule ensures player safety, protects fans, and preserves the court infrastructure. Modern breakaway rims make shattering virtually impossible under normal circumstances, reducing the risk of injury and delays. 7. Fouled out. Still in. In rare situations, a player can foul out but remain in the game temporarily. This occurs due to clerical errors, miscommunication, or substitutions not being made promptly. NBA rules require officials to notify teams when a player commits the sixth personal foul, but human error can delay enforcement. During this period, the player might continue playing without affecting the game's legitimacy. The league emphasizes correcting such situations immediately, often substituting the player at the next dead ball. While rare, fouled out but still in situations highlight the complexity of officiating fast-paced games. Players, coaches, and referees must remain alert to personal fouls, substitutions, and timing. This quirk illustrates how procedural errors can temporarily create rule exceptions in professional basketball. 8. Court dimensions. The NBA court has precise dimensions, 94 feet long and 50 feet wide, with specific markings for the three-point line, free throw line, and restricted area. Altering court dimensions during official games is illegal and can result in penalties. The standardization ensures fairness and consistency across all arenas. Court dimensions affect spacing, strategy, and player movement, making it crucial for gameplay integrity. The NBA also specifies basket height, 10 feet, and backboard size. Smaller or larger courts could disrupt player rhythm, scoring efficiency, and defensive schemes. This rule ensures all players compete under uniform conditions, regardless of arena. Historically, some arenas had slightly different layouts, prompting the NBA to strictly enforce dimensions to maintain uniformity. The rule reflects the league's commitment to fairness and standardized gameplay. 9. High dribbles, where the ball rises above a certain height during play, are legal as long as the dribbler maintains control and does not commit traveling. Excessively high dribbles, often seen in flashy or promotional settings, can increase turnover risk since opponents can intercept more easily. The NBA monitors dribble height mainly for control, game flow, and safety. High dribbles require skill to manage, particularly under defensive pressure. Players like Kyrie Irving and Ja Morant sometimes use high dribbles for creative maneuvers, keeping defenders guessing. While not strictly penalized unless the dribble leads to a rule violation, NBA rules ensure dribbling remains a controlled and skillful aspect of the game. The regulation balances flair and legality, preserving fairness while allowing impressive athletic displays. 10. Jump ball. The jump ball starts the game or resolves certain tie-ups where possession is unclear. Two opposing players jump for a tipped ball while the referee tosses it in the air. The NBA has evolved the jump ball rule, now using the possession arrow in most situations, instead of a full jump ball, speeding up gameplay. The jump ball demonstrates timing, athleticism, and strategy as players try to tip the ball to teammates. Historical players like Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain were dominant in jump balls due to height and timing. The rule ensures a fair, neutral start or resolution in contested situations. Strategic use of jump balls can influence momentum and early possession advantages. 11th. Kickball. The kickball rule is violated when a player intentionally or unintentionally strikes the ball with their leg or foot. NBA rules state the ball must primarily be handled with hands, though accidental contact is often overlooked unless it provides a clear advantage. Kicking can redirect the ball, interfere with shots, or create turnovers. Historically, NBA games rarely see kickball calls, but strict enforcement prevents exploits. The rule ensures skillful hand control and maintains standard gameplay flow. Players occasionally use foot contact instinctively to save balls from going out of bounds, but referees must judge whether it's accidental or deliberate. This rule maintains fairness while recognizing that basketball is primarily a hand-driven sport. 12th. Handchecking. Handchecking occurs when a defender uses hands or arms to impede an offensive player's movement. The NBA heavily restricts handchecking to allow freedom of movement and encourage higher-scoring games. Introduced in the early 2000s, handchecking rules changed how perimeter defense operates, limiting physicality against guards. Violations result in fouls, free throws, or possession changes. Handchecking historically slowed fast guards like Allen Iverson, but the rule evolution allowed speed and skill to flourish. Referees monitor arm contact on drives, screens, and cuts. This rule emphasizes skillful defense without excessive physical interference, making the game faster and more entertaining. Strategic positioning, footwork, and anticipation now replace old-school handchecking tactics. 13. Long free throw. The NBA allows long free throws, also known as half-court or extended-range free throws, in special circumstances like technical fouls or unusual fouls away from the basket. While most free throws occur at the standard line, 15 feet, certain rules permit variations. These unusual shots test accuracy and composure under pressure. Historically, long free throws have been rare but memorable, with players like Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf and others attempting them in experimental or promotional settings. NBA rules ensure the shooter does not cross the designated line, and violations result in nullified points. The rule illustrates the league's flexibility for unique scenarios while maintaining fairness, highlighting how even simple free throw mechanics can create strategic and psychological drama. 14. Timeouts. Timeouts in the NBA are strictly regulated, including duration, number per half, and conditions for use. Teams can call full, 20-second, or media timeouts, affecting substitutions, strategy, and momentum. Misusing timeouts can lead to technical fouls. Coaches strategically use timeouts to rest players, adjust tactics, or halt runs by opponents. In the 1990s, NBA timeout rules were adjusted to improve game pace and television coverage. Modern rules prevent excessive stoppages, keeping the game flowing. Timeouts also allow coaches to challenge referee decisions or set up plays. Proper timeout management is crucial for winning close games. These rules balance entertainment, strategy, and fairness while giving teams tactical tools for momentum control. 15. Double foul. A double foul occurs when two opposing players commit personal fouls against each other simultaneously. No free throws are awarded, and possession is retained by the team entitled to it before the fouls. This rare rule prevents unnecessary stoppages while penalizing both teams equally. Double fouls often occur during aggressive drives, screens, or boxing out. The rule maintains fairness by not giving an advantage to either side. Referees must judge timing carefully to ensure it truly qualifies as simultaneous. While uncommon, double fouls demonstrate the NBA's attention to nuanced game situations. It's a subtle rule ensuring fairness, game flow, and accountability for both players involved in mutual fouling scenarios. 16th, ejected players can be ejected for flagrant fouls, technical fouls, or unsportsmanlike conduct. Ejection removes the player from the remainder of the game, ensuring safety and maintaining discipline. Historically, iconic ejections, like those involving Charles Barkley or Draymond Green, shaped games and narratives. Ejected players cannot be replaced beyond normal substitutions, affecting team strategy. The NBA strictly monitors aggressive behavior, fighting, or repeated infractions to prevent escalation. Ejections also serve as deterrents, promoting sportsmanship. Officials document reasons for ejection, which may lead to fines or suspensions. This rule balances competitive intensity with safety, protecting players, referees, and fans. Teams must adapt quickly to ejections, often reshuffling lineups or changing strategies mid-game to compensate for the loss. 17. Bleeding. If a player is bleeding, NBA rules require immediate stoppage. The player must leave the court until the bleeding is controlled, and uniforms are changed if necessary. This prevents blood from contaminating the court or spreading infections. Historically, players like Dennis Rodman and others have had to leave mid-game for bleeding incidents. Referees prioritize safety over gameplay, even in critical moments. The rule applies to injuries caused by contact or accidents, ensuring hygiene, player safety, and game integrity. Teams often have medical staff ready for rapid treatment. Bleeding rules demonstrate the NBA's commitment to health, safety, and professional standards, while allowing games to resume quickly once issues are resolved. 18. 24 seconds. The NBA uses a 24-second shot clock, requiring teams to attempt a shot within 24 seconds of gaining possession. Introduced in 1954, it prevents stalling, keeps games fast-paced, and increases scoring opportunities. If a shot hits the rim and doesn't score, the shot clock resets. Violating this rule results in a turnover. The 24-second clock revolutionized basketball strategy, encouraging quick ball movement, efficient offense, and high-energy play. Coaches design plays specifically to optimize the shot clock. The rule also impacts defensive tactics, forcing teams to pressure opponents to force hurried shots. Modern analytics track shot clock usage, player decisions, and efficiency. The 24-second rule remains fundamental, shaping the rhythm, pace, and excitement of every NBA game. 19. Goaltending. Goaltending is a rule that prohibits a defensive player from touching the ball on its downward trajectory toward the basket, or while it's on or above the rim. If a player interferes, the shot counts automatically. Introduced to prevent defenders from unfairly blocking shots after they've already had a chance to score, this rule ensures offensive efforts are respected. Historically, dominant shot blockers like Bill Russell or Hakeem Olajuwon had to time their blocks carefully to avoid goaltending violations. The rule requires precise judgment, as touching the ball even slightly too late can result in points for the opponent. NBA referees closely monitor this, using angles and replay when necessary. Goaltending affects defensive strategies, encouraging verticality, timing, and anticipation rather than raw interference. It's a subtle but critical rule that preserves fairness, scoring integrity, and excitement around every contested shot. 20. Flopping. Flopping occurs when a player exaggerates contact to deceive referees into calling a foul. The NBA officially penalizes flopping with warnings, fines, or technical fouls, as it undermines fair play. While some contact is unavoidable in fast-paced basketball, flopping is judged based on intent and exaggeration. Star players like LeBron James or James Harden have been accused of flopping, making it a controversial but well-known tactic. The NBA implemented this rule to maintain credibility and reduce game manipulation. Referees and league review panels monitor video evidence to issue penalties post-game. Flopping penalties encourage honest gameplay, forcing players to rely on skill, positioning, and timing rather than theatrical moves. This rule impacts how players attack or defend opponents, shaping modern NBA strategy and promoting sportsmanship while balancing competitive instincts. 21. Delay of game. The delay of game rule penalizes players or teams for actions that intentionally slow down the game, like touching the ball after it goes out of bounds, before the referee signals, standing in the paint before a free throw, or interfering with the shot clock. Violations result in technical fouls or possession loss. Introduced to maintain fast-paced action, it discourages stalling tactics and ensures fairness in possession opportunities. Delay of game penalties can be strategic. Players must act quickly while respecting rules, or costly if it disrupts team momentum. NBA referees closely monitor sideline, baseline, and court interactions to enforce this rule. Historically, coaches and players pushing for clock management had to adapt to these restrictions, balancing strategy with compliance. The rule keeps games exciting, fair, and flowing efficiently while preventing unsportsmanlike delays.